Rape or political games. The ANC's head of presidency and acting national spokesperson, Zizi Kodwa, is adamant he's the victim and not the young woman who claims she was raped. Here's an extract of the letter she wrote about that night. I consulted the doctor at Sunninghill Clinic the following morning after getting results that I was raped. They suggested I give a statement to the police. Papa asked me not to. This could blow up in the media and that we should rather sort it out with you, the perpetrator. Details of the incident have now been shared on social media. How does this affect both parties' rights? At the same time, pressure is mounting on Kodwa to resign, but he's getting legal advice and plans to fight the allegations. At a news conference this weekend, the ANC admitted that it was aware of the claim. Let's hear the party's response.
The advice we've given the complainant is that she needs to go to the criminal justice system with her complaint, in the sense that it's a bit different from when there is a difficulty between staff and membership. I think this is something that, to our understanding, happened in a private party setting. Of course, that's the allegation. Therefore, the ANC really cannot do anything about it in terms of finding relevant facts, investigating it properly. That is the work of the criminal justice system.
To look at the legal ramifications, Elton Hart is from the University of Johannesburg Law Clinic. Good to have you with us. Is that sort of response acceptable? I mean, what are they frightened of from a legal point of view?
No, I think that response is not satisfactory at all. Because if one just go back like a couple of days ago, Pule Mabe was in the news for exactly the same thing. And the ANC's disciplinary committee found no evidence of such allegation, or no evidence that there was actually an act of sexual violence towards the complaint. Surprise, surprise. And now suddenly the spokesperson here says the ANC should leave it to the justice system, but there they had a disciplinary process, so they are talking two-tongue here. So for me, it's not satisfactory.
If they had, for example, told him to stand down, which you think would be an advisable thing to do while the legal process gets underway, do you think that they're frightened that this is a statement that he might be guilty?
Yeah, there's now two sides to it. One can look at it from different perspectives. And maybe the evidence is damning that there is some case against him, and hence they're taking this route and say, listen, yeah, let the justice system do what they have to do. Because now they feel like maybe in Pule Mabe's case it was maybe not so clear as to what was the evidence, but yeah, it might be damning. And now they're saying, okay, let the justice. So sort of half you can read into it that they're already afraid that there's a conviction coming or something bad is going to happen. So that's why they want to steer clear of it and say, we don't want to associate the ANC with us.
And what a statement to victims.
It's like, it's a sad affair, because the thing is, like, if you look at it from a woman's perspective, what does it send out to women voters that looks at the ANC? It's saying that the ANC doesn't have proper policies and things in place to actually protect women that's within the ANC structures. And hence they have to now like go cry foul with the authorities to help them, where the party who they support and work for could have helped them in the first place already to get rid of these perpetrators and actually support them through this whole traumatic events.
That letter, so it's gone viral, it's on social media. What sort of impact is that likely to have on a case if we do indeed see one?
The thing is, like, one can look at it now two ways. The thing is, the letter, one needs to check at admissibility, authenticity, all those type of things, and also reliability of that letter, if it can be introduced as evidence. So that is the law of evidence that will dictate if that letter can be introduced or not. So that is something that will only happen later on towards the trial stages of this matter, if this matter will even get so far, given the state of affairs that's currently happening in our country, specifically with the NPA when it comes to prominent figures, that they delay prosecution or sometimes stay prosecution when it suits them.
And what would Kodwa be doing now? I mean, he obviously concerned and perturbed. He says that he's a victim of a political plot.
If he says he's a victim of a political plot, then I would think, from a legal perspective, stand down or step down from your position as spokesperson or acting spokesperson of your party. Go to the authorities, say, here am I. There's allegations that I raped somebody or I committed a sexual offense towards a specific complainant. Here am I. Prosecute me, investigate, and let the ball roll, and we'll see. I'll bring my evidence at the later stage, because he has a right to a fair trial. He will get access to the docket. So if you're not afraid of something, then go the extra mile and say, listen, yeah, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to show you guys that I'm not guilty of these allegations that is being leveled against me. Because in our law, innocent until proven guilty. So he can go that route. Obviously, he's now most probably thinking about reputational damages also that is sitting at the back of his mind. Maybe if it comes back now that, yeah, he's not guilty, or some forum finds him not guilty, but still his reputation took a knock. So sometimes this is also
somebody to express horror and, outrage, right? Okay, the victim is quoted saying, it's suspiciously too late to open a case.
Never.
It's never too late.
Never. The thing is, like, the act has been amended. In the past, some of the crimes could actually prescribe. Now, sexual offenses, these types of things, they don't prescribe. I mean, a prime example is, look at the Bob Hewitt case that recently, like 2-3 years down the line, Bob Hewitt was prosecuted for crimes 40, 50 years ago, and he was convicted. So these things don't prescribe. Sexual offenses don't prescribe. So, and the thing is, like, in the policy directives of the NPA, it doesn't say, or even in the act, it doesn't say that a victim should come cry foul the next morning. Some kids are 10 years old. They cannot cry foul, but maybe when they are 16, 17, 18 years of age, now they actually fully comprehend what happened to me. I was actually raped.
So in a case like this, because he's saying it's a political plot, we need the letter to be verified. So I suppose, in order to secure fairness and that both get to make their case, what needs to be done next, do you think?
Obviously, if there's an allegation, the police need to investigate this allegation. And if they feel there's a prima facie case against the accused person, then they should open a registered docket at the nearest police station where the incident occurred, in the jurisdiction, so that we don't have jurisdictional problems. And then from that police station, the docket gets escalated to the control prosecutor or the senior prosecutor of the court that there's jurisdiction where the incident occurred. And then they will look at the docket, look at the investigating diary to see if there's any further investigation that is required for them to actually formulate a proper charge against the accused person. If there is not sufficient evidence, maybe from the A1 statement, that is normally what we use in criminal court, we say the A1 statement, which is the complainant or the victim's statement, then they will most probably send it to get maybe other statements or other witnesses that can actually attest to what has happened, other evidence. But maybe if on the first glance of it, the prosecutor feels that there's sufficient evidence, there's a prima facie case, then they're going to place the matter on the roll, and then the accused must stand trial.
And, I mean, it gets worse, if these allegations are true of date rape. I mean, what?
No. With sexual offenses already, if you get convicted of rape, there's a minimum sentence that's applicable to rape. So you stay 15 years in the face if you get convicted of rape. So these implications are far-reaching for an accused person. But it doesn't say that now one should now be more cautious because of the 15-year sentence. Yeah, we need to be cautious, but we need to also look and protect the victims of these horrendous crimes. And our justice system is not geared at just making sure that the victim is protected, but also that the accused get a fair trial. So these two things...
If it's a high-profile person.
And especially when it's high. So you need to do the balancing act and make sure that the administration of justice is upheld, that justice system still maintains a reputable institution. So one needs to look at it, and the evidence must be supporting the cases.
And that both parties get to say what they need to say. Elton Hart, thank you very much for that.
Pleasure.
Still ahead, shootouts in front of our children. We talk about safety in schools. Is enough being done? Then stooping to new lows, the Catholic Church's stance on abuse.